Here we have a jar. This jar is important. This jar is full of insects that we are going to start sorting. Alright, so I'm going to do some sphinx moths here. I'm going to try a different method of relaxing them. Because they're so thick-bodied, I am going to put them in the relaxing chamber like I do the other ones, but I'm going to do an extra step and inject their body with some water, warm water, which should help relax the muscles inside the excuse me, which should help relax like the muscles inside the body a lot faster than if I didn't inject water into the body. So this is going to be actually my first attempt at doing this type of method. So I have 4 sphinx here, and what I'm going to do is inject the water up by the wings. And I'm not quite sure exactly how much you want to put in. I'm not putting a whole lot, just enough. That I feel it should hopefully help. So flip these two over. And there we go. So I'm going to go ahead, put them in the relaxing chamber here. And hopefully that method will work. Go ahead and cover that up. And voila. So it'll probably be hopefully day and a half, maybe 2 days. Anyway, we'll see how it turns out at the very end of this video. Alright, so as you can see, I sorted through the jar I had out. And as you can see, a lot of ants and grasshoppers, which the grasshoppers were unfortunately really discolored by the antifreeze that I had in the traps. So they all turn like pinkish color, which kind of sucks. We got some nice sized crickets there. Definitely be keeping those. And of course, the sole reason why I had Pitfall traps out in the first place, for beetles. So we have some carrion beetles, a couple tiger beetles there, some scarabs, an assortment of ground beetles, I think a couple dung beetles. They're really cool, really metallic. And then some other various small beetles, and a couple beetles I need for pointing. But I'm actually quite pleased with this haul. Should be able to finish painting them all today. I'll just sort through this a little more, make sure there's not any more beetles. I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to keep. Even though I trap a lot, the downside is you do get a lot of bycatch of a lot of stuff you probably don't want to collect. Which unfortunately is a lot of this stuff. That's just way too many ants. So I'm going to keep the crickets there. And maybe a grasshopper or two, I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep them since they're all severely discolored. I mean, they're all super common species. It's all like a super common species anyway, so it's not like I'm missing anything. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and start pinning these out. Alright, so I pinned through everything I wanted to keep from this trap, and I actually set aside a number of beetles for my friend out in Maryland who wanted some beetles. So let's take a look at what we have. So we have some nice size crickets here that I'll need to put some support in to keep the blades up while they dry. Here's a start of the beetles here. Some carrion beetles. I got a couple beautiful tiger beetles. Scarabs. And a bunch of these little beetles here. See if I can zoom in farther. You can see the pretty cool patterns on the elytra there. And there we got some dung beetles. They're actually pretty metallic, green, bluish. Got some beetles I had to put on some points. Here's some ground beetles. Got a really cool ground beetle there. And then just some more smaller stuff. And see, that's one that's not a beetle at all. That's a hemipteran. But it was in there, so I kept it. And yeah. So actually, not too bad. For, let's see, this was up for about 2 weeks. Now I definitely know, I think this is actually one of the smaller catches I got in the traps, because I know a couple of the other traps have a fair number of stuff in it. And of course I'll do videos on those when I do them. But yeah. So that's the pitfalls. I'm gonna take a little break here, probably maybe I might do some labeling, I'm not quite sure. But definitely gonna wait to do the sphinx moths there at the end of this video. And in between there, now and then, I might actually do another pitfall trap, so I might add another pitfall trap to the video, who knows. But I'll find something else to do. Alright everyone, so I decided to go ahead, start another pitfall sample. And this one looks like it has a nice amount of beetles. This one is from the whole month of June 2019. So it's going to be hopefully some good stuff in here, but I'll start sorting here and then I'll update you in a little bit. Alrighty, so from that jumbled pile of mess, I managed to sort out what well, pretty much sort out everything. So in the center I got like the crickets, grasshoppers, stuff. Then all around are the beetles. So a lot of carrion beetles. But we also got some scarabs. And ground beetles as well. So I'm gonna go ahead, let these dry out for a minute, and then start pinning them. Go ahead and I'm sure all of those will fill up the rest of this box. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. Alright, so I actually managed to finish all the pitfall collections, and we're gonna go through them and I'll show you what I got. So this was the ones from May. So I'm showing you those. June, for the whole month of June right here. Got some darkling beetles. Carrion beetles. Good amount of stuff in there. And it continues on in this box. These top rows here are continuing of the June pitfalls. Then here is the start of July. This one was my most specimens collected. You can see a bunch of the carrion beetles. I also got some good selection of ground beetles as well. Some scarabs, a couple other different carrion species. Of course, more of those. And the last box here Here's the rest of the July. You see more ground beetles. Actually got a couple rove beetles down there. Small things, and the last collection was August. And as you can see, more carrion beetles and ground beetles. We actually have even more carrion beetle species. Right there. Right there. Unfortunately, these ones kind of lost their orange coloring. You can barely make it out. I wish it was brighter though. It's unfortunate. Oh, we got some more carrion beetles there. I have a puncellata tiger beetle there. Just another decent selection of beetles. So yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. Got a decent amount of beetles here. Of course, I'll eventually be getting their labels and everything as well. But figured I'd finish all these up before I get to the sphinx moths, and we head to the museum to do the green sweat bee stuff. Yeah, really happy with how these turned out. Alright, so I got to the sphinx moths. And they turned out alright. The bottom two are good. This one is eh. I mean, I could, well, I think I might have been able to put the forewings up a tiny half a centimeter more, a couple millimeters at least. Makes quite a bit of difference. But this one looks like it has a lot more curve there on the bottom wing. On the let's see if I can point this out. In this area right here, it's relatively straight. But here you can see how large it curves there. So I wonder if that's a female-male difference. I've never actually noticed that before. But if you do notice, the body on here is a lot more thicker than here. So I wonder if that is a difference between sexes. So and that's kind of interesting. I never noticed that before. Huh. Then of course I have this one up here. This one, if I remember correctly, should be a spurge hawk moth. Maybe. I can't remember off the top of my head. I did it last year when I got it, but beautiful sphinx right there. But yeah, so turned out pretty well. Oh yeah. I guess the next thing up in the video is heading to the museum. Alright, so I'm at the museum, and as you can see, I've started sorting through the bees. And what I'm doing here is just getting them into their, separating the different genera out, and start with that, and then after I'm done sorting like that, then I'll go through each individual genus and ID to species. So we still have some bees there left, a couple right there, but I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna finish this up, and then we're gonna go take a look at a few drawers of something that I am not sure yet. Something cool at least. So I'll go ahead, continue working on this, and then I'll show you guys when I'm all finished up with that. So we're going to take a look at some of the drawers here in the Saturniidae, or the silk moths. And we're going to be looking at a few drawers of the Hemiluca or Hemilusa, or that genus at least. And these, I believe, are buck moths. Which, unfortunately, I don't have any buck moths in my collection at all. And as you can see, they're absolutely gorgeous moths. So I definitely wish I had a bunch of them in my collection. That is H. Hera. The next few of them are going to be H. Natali. These are gorgeous as well. Ooh, you can see a couple really dark individuals there, and some more lighter individuals. Again, this is still the same species. And there's two species in here. Whoa, look how dark that one is. I really like the kind of pinkish tones on the forewing on this. Those are really cool. Ooh, I really like the look of that. That's beautiful. Some more dark individuals there, some more stuff up there. Trying my best to stay away from the glare. Is a different species. Black and white coloration, gorgeous. Ooh. I really like these. Wow, these are gorgeous. I really like these ones with the orange hind wings. Those are pretty. Alright, so we have two at the very top. Let's see if I can. Okay, more of those. Those are really awesome. Oh, while we're here, let's see what's in the case under. Some more beautiful species here. Oh, we're getting into a different group of moths here. The moths there. These are, that's the end of the sheep and buck moths. These ones are in the genus Entomologist. I really like those ones. Some more Entomologist. Yep. Looks like the rest of these are. Oh, those are really cool. Those are really awesome. So, I think I'll end this video here. Once again, we got to see some really awesome species here at the museum. I'll probably do this every time I visit, go through a case or two. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Got a good amount of stuff done. So comment, like, subscribe, and hope you look forward to the next one.